Hello, thank you for coming back or rejoining me, whatever you may be doing. If you don't know me, I am Jackie. I am trying to start creating this platform to talk about postpartum depression. I went through a very severe case after having my son 2 years ago. After going through it, I realized that there is not a lot of knowledge around the topic, not a lot of help. It was very frowned upon to talk about. There's just a lot of negativity, stereotypes around it, so I want to start talking about it, help other moms that are going through it, other families, other dads, anybody who might be struggling going through this. I had tried starting to do it last year. It just was too soon to do it. It ended up being a little too difficult for me, but I have recently been feeling like it was a better time to start doing it again. So that is why I am back here today, and I am doing a introduction video. I'm talking a little bit quieter because when I do film these, my son is napping. Unfortunately, the best room to film in is my living room because we have the best lighting in here, and my son's bedroom happens to be on the same floor as the living room. We have an older house, so that's Humphrey. So the sound travels very easily. I put a towel under the door trying to help block out some of the sound, so hopefully that'll help a little bit. So if it's a little bit hard to hear, then I'll try to figure out a solution to that in future videos. I'm going to use this video as kind of the starting point, just a brief introduction, so it won't be super long. I want to use it to start. I'm gonna give a short version of what started and how it went on from there. I'm not explaining it the right way, but it'll make sense when I talk about it from here. So I'm gonna say what the start of the issue was, the process, and from that I'm going to create separate videos and go into further detail. So this will just be a very quick rundown, so that it's not like every single video, very long detail and still not knowing what it's leading to. I think that'll kind of not make people more interested, but it'll help it'll kind of connect pieces a little bit better, if that makes sense. Because that's how I was doing it previously, where it was just individual videos leading up to it, and I kind of felt like it was dragging it out. And if you were watching it from someone who was trying to hear other people's stories, it would be like, okay, come on, like I want to know what happens, I want to get to the point, not end result, but ultimate treatment, like result. So I think I'm going to do the brief rundown of what happened, and then go into further detail on videos down the line. All right, and since it'll be a shorter video, and since I'm basically starting from the beginning, like I said, I might even remove videos that I had started last year and just start from scratch. I'm gonna take like a little moment to do just little like 20 question kind of thing I saw on Pinterest to get to know me. Nothing too crazy. It'll be just a quick little thing, like stuff you did in elementary school, just to get to know your classmates kind of thing. Just why not, just for the heck of it. I know anytime any of the like people I follow on YouTube or on Instagram or anything, I like knowing little bits about them or of their life or anything. So I thought, why not do something like that, just to do a little bit of introduction aside from the heavy stuff. Well, I am recording this video on my phone, so I had to write down the questions on a piece of paper. So if I'm looking up and down, that is why. I'm just going to do a quick little, I even wrote down some of my answers in case I get sidetracked, because I get a little distracted and I lose my train of thought when I feel on the spot with this stuff. Super quick 20 questions. Name of choice. So my name is Jacqueline, but I normally go by Jackie or Jack. I prefer Jack the most out of all of those. Favorite show? Law and Order, SVU, and that 70s show. Your favorite movie? It's Bohemian Rhapsody and Uncle Buck. I'm really bad at like narrowing stuff down to one. Your favorite song? This was like impossible to pick. It just depends on the day. So currently it's The Way You Make Me Feel by Michael Jackson. Favorite food is margarita pizza. Favorite drink is coffee, but afternoon I like to make a iced matcha latte. It's super cheap and it's really not that bad for you. And this cup, I got this, if you live in the Cleveland area, check out Royalton Gifts. They have like super cute stuff like this. I got this about a year ago, so they definitely want to have it in stock, but it's a really nice cup. I throw it in the dishwasher top rack. It comes out easy. It's great for water, coffee, iced matcha lattes, anything. I love it. They have the cutest stuff. They're really like, they give back to their community and everything. Not to get off topic, but all right, enough about talking about cups. Back to the question. Celebrity crush. I have two. Michael Trotter, he plays one of the Stabler brothers in Law and Order Organized Crimes. He plays Joe Jr. And Ben Hardy, he plays Roger Taylor in Bohemian Rhapsody. 3 things you love. The smell of fall, laundry fresh out of the dryer, and freshly cleaned kitchens and bathrooms. I love cleaning. 3 things that you hate: bugs, humidity, and lack of organization. Can you cook? I can follow a recipe. I hate cooking. Can you speak another language? I took 4 years of French and I retained barely any of it, but I wish I did better. Or not did better, I passed. I got like A's and everything, but I wish I retained it better, I should say. Favorite season is fall. A quote that you like: no rain, no flowers. I would like to get that tattooed on me. If you won the lottery, what's the first thing that you would do? I would pay off any of my parents' and grandparents' debts. That way they could retire. Are you a morning person or a night owl? I always have been a morning person. Somewhere that you've always wanted to go. So I've been to New York City twice, but like top of my bucket list is going there during the holiday season. I want to see it during Christmas time more than anything. All right. What are your hobbies? I'm not that interesting. I like crafting. I've always liked it. Other than that, I like organizing and cleaning. Your favorite flower? I'm obsessed with tulips. The last thing that you bought? Diapers. Really exciting. I did buy myself though a laminating machine. Could you spend a day without your phone? This is the last question. I can, and I did on multiple occasions when I was hospitalized for my postpartum treatment. The one time it was almost a month and I did not miss it at all. So hopefully that was just a fun little get to know me. Might as well, if you're gonna plan to follow along. It was kind of fun, why not? But let's start talking about what's leading us to this channel. So let's just start from the very beginning. I had my son. He was my first baby. I got pregnant in September of 2021, had him in June of 2022. Everything was pretty normal pregnancy wise. I was a high risk pregnancy, but nothing too concerning. I was high risk because I have epilepsy. Something we knew even going into it, that I was going to be considered high risk. So I just had extra appointments and all that, nothing too crazy. But labor and delivery was pretty normal. Recovery was pretty normal after having him. Everything was going okay. I did notice like some anxiety, but I thought that was just being a new mom, like having a history of, this is Winston, general anxiety, like diagnosed and everything, history of anxiety. Like I just thought that was pretty normal. But come the beginning of August, so I had my son, he was born the 22nd, so this was less than 2 months after he was born. Beginning of August, I had a breakdown. We had to call my OB, and that ultimately led me to going to our nearest ER through the same hospital system that I had delivered through, university hospitals. Ultimately, the result of that was I was sent home after being there for the evening. I was sent home in the, not guardianship, the supervision. I was sent home under the supervision of my mom, who was off at the time because she's a teacher. She's off during the summer. I had to be, no one likes when I say babysat, but I basically felt like I was being babysat 24/7. Had to wake up in the morning, go to my mom's, sit with her all day long. Not that I don't love my mom, but I had to be with her. If she had to stop at the store, she had to take my son with her because I wasn't allowed to be alone with my son. If she had to leave, she had to make sure my brother was home, or my sister-in-law was home, or somebody was home with me. Like I said, it's 2 years. I had said before that, like, we're going on 2 years later and I'm doing better, but it still is. I can talk about stuff, but it kicks up emotions. So you get the gist of what I'm saying. I felt like I'd be babysat. Where am I? I did a sheet too to keep me on track in case this stuff happens and I need to get back focused. So if I look down and back up, that's why. So I was sent home. I don't care. Oh, okay. So this was beginning of August. Last week of August, I had, oh no. So when I was sent home from the ER initially, the requirement was I had to have a follow-up with my primary care provider within a week. Took a little over a week to get in with them because they're so overbooked. But regardless, I got in. We had a solution. And this solution was just prescription medication and go about business from there. Now, at the end of August, I had a additional appointment with my OB. This was not the 6-week appointment. At my 6-week appointment with her, she prescribed me low-dose anxiety medication because I had told her that I was feeling some anxiety symptoms, but she prescribed me medication, and she required, like, she had to see me again to see how the medication was working, so that's where this appointment comes into play. My mom came into this appointment with me because she wanted to show her a specific text that I sent her that was concerning. When my mom showed her the text, it was made apparent that my suicidal thoughts were getting worse, and at that point my OB had sent me to a ER again through UH, but at a different location because they were supposed to have a better mental health team to evaluate me at this location. Now, this second time at the ER, remember this is the end of August. This is ultimately the ER visit that results in me getting inpatient treatment, because they're acknowledging that my suicidal thoughts are no longer thoughts. These are thoughts that are being acted on because there is a plan in place. So I get transferred from this ER to a inpatient treatment facility. From there, I am sent there for, I believe it was 5 days. I don't remember exactly, but when I go in detail in the video about this, I will have exact dates, timelines, everything, because I have all the paperwork and everything to verify, because I don't want to mess up any of this stuff when I'm talking about it. So I'm there getting my inpatient treatment for this, and after leaving the inpatient facility, part of the requirement of leaving there was I now have to do a partial hospitalization, which means I have to go to the same place, but I'm there Monday through Friday, basically. I want to say it was 8 o'clock until 3 o'clock every day in group therapy. It was for 3 weeks, and it wasn't awful. I actually felt like it was pretty beneficial, but that's why they call it partial hospitalization, because you have to show up every day. If you don't show up, they call you. If you don't answer the calls, cops show up at your house because it's a safety concern. It's taken really seriously. You're still seeing psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors, everything, music therapists, art therapists, like everything. It's really like you're still in inpatient treatment. Now, this took me to about end of September. Was kind of getting better, but really at the same time was not. On September 24th, that night going into morning, it was the day of my nephew's second birthday party. This is the only way I can remember a specific date. I had a suicide attempt. So that was like, definitely things were getting worse. I needed even more help that was specific to postpartum depression. So this facility that I was at, they were great, but it wasn't for specifically postpartum treatment. So we needed to figure out something else. So kept looking. First week of October, so this is, like I said, September 24th. First week of October, we find out about University of North Carolina, their hospital system. They have a maternal mental health care unit. They only take 5 people at a time, and they even had to get referrals from my OB as to why it would be beneficial for me, and they got to decide if I would be, like, I was serious enough of a case for them to take me on. So that was huge in moving forward. This is the first within the first few days of October. Like I said, I will give specific dates when I get to these specific videos on each category, each section. I don't have them off the top of my head. I don't have them written down on this paper, but I have everything printed that I will pull up when I get to these videos. But I'm here beginning at University of North Carolina. This ends up being the game changer in moving forward with my treatment. I get there at the beginning of October and I don't come home until a couple days before Halloween. I am home just in time for my son's first Halloween, which I don't know why I was so worried about it. I was so checked out, but I knew if I was still here a year from now, so if I was still gonna be around October of 2023, I would have been so upset if I had missed my son's first Halloween. So I am so glad that they got me the specific treatment that they give me, that I'll talk about in another video, that they got it going and got me home in time for Halloween. Keep in mind, this isn't in North Carolina. I live in Ohio, so we have to take like travel time into account and everything. Like, okay, I think I'm good. So this is just being juggled around psychologists, counselors, hospital systems. I went through multiple hospital systems. I went through Cleveland Clinic, I went through university hospitals, I went through multiple different psychologists. That'll be a whole video in itself, how many different services I had to call and nobody could take me. It's crazy how many like I went through. Different doctors, different social workers, psychologists, psychiatrists, nurses, aides, everything. It is so unbelievable how many hoops I had to jump through to get to the one place that ultimately helped me, and it was University of North Carolina, and that was until October. This started the first couple days of August, and I knew something was wrong in July, and that'll be mentioned in another video also. But like, and that's not to say that like, oh, it started in August and I was healed in October. No, there's still long-term consequences, not consequences, long-term, there's still issues going on right now that go back to all of this. But I was still really struggling even after leaving University of North Carolina. But I left there being able to at least function. That was the biggest thing. I couldn't function before leaving there. So when I am talking about this stuff, these videos, or at least like the beginning of healing treatment process, this is what I'm talking about. So I'm going to wrap this up now before I start crying again. So I just want to thank you guys for watching, and please keep coming back and watching and sharing and commenting and showing different moms that you know, and it's gonna be a game changer. It does. So all I can say is thank you. So, and Winston's about to bark, so I really need to go. So thank you guys so much.